Welcome back to Lessons in Property with me, Steve Hand. And if you're new here, welcome. One of the best and fastest ways to grow a portfolio in property is by using this method that we talk about today. German is a medical consultant from Costa Rica, and we talk about how he's embraced this form of creative finance to accelerate in property. Enjoy. Today I've got German. German, you'll have to pronounce your surname for me.
Guzman Gutierrez, yes.
Where are you from, German?
I'm from Costa Rica originally. But I left Costa Rica in 2004, went to Spain, and then moved to Aberdeen, Scotland. I'm a consultant, medical doctor. I do stroke medicine at Aberdeen Royal Infirmary.
And, yes, I remember now when we've chatted previously. Yeah, no, thanks for that. And it's great to have medics on because people have preconceptions that when you go into property, you might be coming from maybe a similar background. It could be construction or it could be finance, or sometimes people do have a shift in career, but you don't tend to find many medics, and certainly not many consultants that move into property in the way that you have. So I think it's a great story, and be good to hear more about what prompted you.
Well, it's interesting because it's the medicine stroke is quite intense, and getting time for the property, you have to be very well organized. Early mornings, nights, weekends, and just to shuffle things around. But it's doable. It's doable. I started around, what could it be, a year ago, just with I saw the property Jumpstart coming to Aberdeen with Paul McFadden, and it caught my attention, but I just left it there. Then the day after, my wife told me, "Oh, there's a she knows my interest. There's a property event coming. Well, you should go." I said, "Okay, if you said so." So I went, and I really, really enjoyed the approach and how things, it kind of took away all the fears that I had. And in a way, with regards to looking for property, the investment, the financing, because as you said, it's so many things that you have to take into consideration. So I went to Jumpstart, and I jumped to Protege, which, it just teaches things, how to look for the properties. Then the finance, I believe, was with you part, and it just opened my mind and made me realize that this is something that I could do. It wasn't that hard or challenging as I expected. So from that on, I went on and started looking for properties. I found 3 properties at the beginning. Some say, why 3? Well, I would say, if one doesn't work, the 2 others might work. If the 3 doesn't work, I just close and go home, but hopefully things are going well. And then went to the financing part, which I did it through Express Mortgages. And it's amazing, the support, the advice, how things have moved on with talking with them, with your team. They just give you great advice, tells you what's the best approach, and the options they give you. For the first one, although it was a buy-to-let, it was a repossession, and we did everything good, but at the end, the property wasn't lettable. So we talked and we discussed the best thing would be for buying it cash. I could buy it at that point, and then actually at this point, I did so the refurbish needed, and now we're waiting for the mortgage offer. Actually, this week can come any minute, and that's it. It took a little bit more time, but it's a done deal. I'm getting the mortgage, getting the money out to invest in another project.
Oh, brilliant. So with this one, Jem, you've bought cash, you've done the refurb. Is that with personal funds, or have you used an investor for the refurb?
This one, I use investor funds, family investor funds, for the refurb.
And then you'll refinance out with the mortgage to then allow you to again buy another one, refurbish that one, increase the value, refinance it.
Exactly. And then the money I use for the refinance, it's a long-term investment from my family, meaning I pay them an interest monthly, and I can use that money in and out. And as hope to start, it would be a year, but I'm sure they're very happy with the interest I'm paying. So I'm sure that it's going to continue on.
Yeah, and is that your particular strategy where you're identifying properties, if you can, below market value, but where you can add value to them and then refinance them onto a mortgage and pull as much funds out as you can, and then again identify another property that's below market value if you can, add the value, increase the value, and refinance out?
Exactly. That's the strategy that we're doing. We look for, properties that you can add value. We usually buy below market value, and just do the refurb and then remortgage, with the added value, and then we can pull the money out. And for these properties, two of them, I'll probably get all the money out in less than a year. The third one, probably actually I will probably make an extra quid, as you say here, with it once we remortgage, which it's a very good deal of a house, and these three houses are within the West End in Aberdeen, which is an area that people look for buy to let because of the school catchment areas. And actually 2 nights ago, I was looking, and at this point, there's no house for rent at that area. The state agents are telling me that once you put it on the market, won't
It'll
last.
fly out.
Probably 2 days or more, and you'll have an offer. So it's that, find the right properties, below market value, or properties that you can see that you can add value, and that value is, it will help you take the money out. The people tend to take the money out, some, all the money out in 2 years, just leaving some to take out in 2 years, 1 year. Sometimes like to take it out completely after you remortgage. It just depends on the strategy and the property.
Yeah, you find this when I've been hunting around on Rightmove, that a lot of people target the same kind of properties in this game, where they'll go for, if you've got like 0 out of 10, and let's take New York as an example, and 10 out of 10 is Manhattan, and 0 out of 10 is the Bronx, and you've got somewhere in the middle there that you target. And a lot of people will target like your 3s out of 10s, or maybe your 4s out of 10s, but a lot of people don't target that bracket between, say, let's just say 5 and 8 out of 10. And so when you're looking at quite affluent areas for a rental property, and there's plenty of people that do, especially if it's got good schools, people want to be within the catchment area or close to the school, that there's not really very many good quality homes, family homes in affluent areas to rent. That a lot of people own those properties, have mortgages on them maybe, and don't really rent them out, because when they sell them, when they're looking for another home for themselves, they'll sell it rather than keep hold of it. So it's an interesting market to go after, that the sort of slightly more affluent market that's quality family homes with all the amenities that you want on your doorstep.
Yes, and there are a lot of properties. You just have to look for the right ones. Give an offer. Something I was challenged to do was give below market way down offers, but some people tend to accept them. The two, not the repossession, the other two, I get them below market value. The third one, the house, I got it 75K below market value. So that's why I'll do a good refurb and still get all the money out with a plus. And that's it. Some people are desperate. Some people is that it's a executory or somebody that passed away and they just want the cash. So you just have to do the due diligence correctly, before and after and during, and then plan your strategy. to go for it.
It's a misconception where people think, oh, you know, us property people are taking advantage of those in debt or whatever. And you know, the deals that we see brought to us, very few of them are because somebody's in financial difficulty. They tend to be more often. It could be a death in the family, and it's been left to the people, the rest of the relatives, and they're not necessarily property people, and they want to offload it quickly. They'd rather have the money back from it. It could be divorce cases, you know, and again, people just want out of that situation as quick as possible. People could be relocating or emigrating. There's lots of reasons as to why sellers are motivated and are quite happy to offload property at 10, 15, 20% below market value.
Exactly. And you just have to, as I say, you have to look for it and then start working on it and try to understand the people and what the owners and what they want, what they really want, and then tailor your offer to accommodate their needs. And usually it works.
Yeah.
And that's the first step. And then the second step is having a great team to support. In my case, well, I have Paul McFadden as my as an advisor. I have Express Mortgages that you're like advisors as well. Your team just helps so much and getting the right deal and at the right time. Even with I've sourced some just 2 properties. One of them, the mortgage was through Express, and the person that's doing it, they're just so happy with you. So it's just it starts with us getting the right property, but it doesn't stop there. You have to have the great team to make sure that it's a good property, but then to get the financing, the right finance in order to get the money out, the right way. And it makes a big difference.
It's super important. And a lot of the time, I know in your case, you mentioned there putting a mortgage on the property because you've added value and you want to refinance, keep hold of the property. And of course, we do a lot of bridging finance as well, where people want to acquire a property quickly and they might not have all the cash, or they might have the cash and they want to spread their cash across 2 or 3 properties rather than one.
Exactly.
And so they'll use bridging finance to leverage their money a bit better. And that's super important because not all bridging lenders are the same. And we need a lot of the time speed on our side. And so there's certain lenders that we'll go to that we know can do the job, they can deliver on the job. Their interest rates and fees are fair, they're not on the overly expensive side. And then we've got to get somebody off that bridge pretty quickly. And in fact, I've been talking about it recently where a lot of the deals that we see are like refurbs, so people can have them renovated inside 4 to 6 weeks, and they want to put a mortgage on it because they're not looking to flip it, they're looking to keep hold of it. And there's this misconception that you need to wait 6 months until you've owned it for 6 months before you can refinance at market value. And of course you don't. There's more than one lender that will allow you to buy, add your value. If it's 1 month, even, you can refinance it then to full market value and then take your money back out. So you're only sat on bridging finance for a relatively short period of time.
Yes, no, that's amazing. And actually, I was talking that yesterday, and I'm working on a few deals. Actually, I'm in contact with your team, and well, we have the first property we're getting the mortgage offer, but then the second one, it's going to be ready in 3-4 weeks, and then we'll go for the remortgage. And the other one, I expect that its completion will be in a week. So it would be a month of refurb. So we're talking a month and a half plus we're going to be asking for. For the remortgage with the added value. So pulling all the money out. And it's incredible in talking about the team. Yesterday we're working on another property in Peterhead, and the owners said, okay, but the company needs to put proof of funds. So I said, okay, I want this property. It's a very good deal. So I emailed your team, Chelsea, and said, yeah, I can get an agreement this same day. So it's amazing to have the possibility of work, with people that can, make things happen and make things go and move as quick as that. At the end, they gave us 3 weeks, so we slowed down, but
you're okay. Yeah. But
yeah.
I think, like, to a lot of people out there that think, how do I juggle my professional life with a family and still get involved in property? Surely it has to be property or professional career. And you're a great example of somebody that's very busy, under a lot of pressure as a medic and a consultant as well. So there's, you know, more seniority, more pressure lumped on you. You've got a family to take care of and spend time with, and you still find time for property, and not just as an investor, but somebody who's rolling the sleeves up and is actually involved in their own projects. And I think that's really commendable and gives a lot of people, you know, considerable hope that you can do this. And whether you slide into property as a full-time career or not, I guess is up to the individual. But you can certainly balance the two if you're efficient with the way that you operate.
Yes, yeah, no, it's to organize yourself, and it's sometimes it's hard and long nights or early mornings. But one thing I've noticed and I've had, which had made a big difference, is during the daytime that I'm unavailable to really do the work. I have my wife, and she has been a great support, and she would take care of everything, of go and see the properties, deal with, you know, things that need to be done. We talk over the phone and make decisions, and that, you know, that's something that has really made a big difference. Again, it's the team you're involved with, starting from my wife and then starting with, you know, the rest of the team. Really,
Yeah.
even the builders, trusting the builders, doing the refurb also makes a huge difference.
Yeah, no, that's really important. I think to convey that we don't have to do it all ourselves. A lot of people think, oh no, I need to do it myself, as much of it as possible, and I can do this particular aspect of property myself, so I'm going to do it because I'll save money. But what about your time? And I think the analogy I like about it is, you know, in an orchestra, you've got the conductor. That the conductor might be able to play the violin or the bass drum, but they don't. They're directing the operation. And I think that if we see ourselves as the conductor and we have trusted partners, you know, within our game plan, then and we delegate and we offload as much as we can, and we're there checking in and making sure things are still moving, even when we're busy throughout the whole day in our jobs.
Exactly, and that's how we work. I usually, before I go into work at 9, so 7 to 8, I go and check the properties, make sure, answer emails, sometimes before 7, and then after 5, just go back and see how things go, make decisions, buy what's needed, answer emails, and so on, and keep us busy. And then we have 2 kids, 4 and 6, so there's always time, and we prioritize them, but so there's always time for them as well, and for the properties. And the weekends, again, just shuffling around just to make sure that, you know, we balance our family time with the property.
Yeah, brilliant. So what's your game plan, or well, what's your big why? Why are you doing this, and what's your game plan, you know, looking forward 3, 5, 10 years?
I see myself in 10 years, you know, having a very good portfolio, in order for me to do medicine in a way that I don't have to worry about the income from that side, and mostly enjoy. I don't want to stop doing medicine. I think, you know, it's something I like, I enjoy, and I like to give this to the people. But it comes to a point that, you know, the property, as it grows, it's going to give me more time and more freedom to do it in a different way. And so that's the game plan. In 10 years, just make sure that the property side, it's giving enough income for me to do medicine freely, and for the property business not to be in, but to be on top of it, just manage it differently.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I think that's so important. It's something that I hear so frequently, that, you know, we've all got to earn money. We've all got to achieve a certain amount of financial reward, if you like. But the thing that you can't buy is more time. And no matter what somebody's income is, if you're busy doing that job, that role, throughout your working week, You get used to a standard of living, but there comes a point where you want some of your time back. And I think if you can operate a business in such a way where, all businesses take time, some are more passive, some are more active. But if you can get some of that freedom back, that time freedom back, and you can spend that with family, you can travel more, whatever it may be. You might want to play golf, you might want to see more sunrises, whatever it is. You've got a little bit of that back and you're working towards something. It makes your week to week, month to month more fulfilling, I think, and enjoyable.
Exactly. It's looking for quality of life and more family time. And I think this is a good way. I won't say it's the right way because there's different ways, but for me, it's the right way. It's the way that I feel comfortable. And that's it. The things that people are used to just, seeing a property and buying it and getting the monthly income, but they don't realize that, you can continue with that same money that you put on a first apartment, you can get it back and continue growing your portfolio and not just getting all your money stuck in one property and just having a low income. So, having those secrets, knowing how to do that just has made a big difference and gave me the confidence to grow my portfolio and think about quality of life and in 10 years have this freedom and for me to decide what to do and enjoy life differently.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I know you're a very busy guy, but do you have time out like right now to do, like, do you have any interests or hobbies that you're able to take part in?
Yeah, we like hiking. We like that. We love travel. I love traveling and exploring new places. So that's something we aim to do more as time goes.
Yeah, no, travel is awesome. I'm definitely on the same page with you there. I think from being a young guy myself, when I finished university, I took that gap year out and went traveling. And I said to myself that my holidays are never going to be the same again now. They're going to be more travel orientated rather than a holiday,
Yeah.
And of course, I've failed sometimes with that, especially with kids. You've got to revert back to that holiday leisure type time out. But travel is just one of the last luxuries, if you like, that's left, I think, to us all. And it just opens your mind. You come back enriched, fulfilled. It's never not well spent. When you travel well.
You learn so much from different cultures, from different people. Just looking at people, sitting down on the market in a new city, town, and looking how people interact is just so fulfilling. Or going for new places, exploring new places, reading about the history of the places, just enriches you so much. And to teach the kids, that as well, that it's not just the school and where you can learn, but the world can offer so many opportunities to learn in different ways.
Yeah, and the amount of gratitude I think it instills in kids as well as ourselves. But you know that we're so fortunate being brought up and living in the UK. We don't realise it at times. It's easy to look at the negative sides. You switch the TV on, you listen to politics, etc. But you go to places like in India, Vietnam, countries that are a lot less developed than ours, and it just makes you so grateful. That we don't know we're born, do we?
There's so much differences in so many different places, and you have to value what you have and what you've worked for. And each place has its good things and its bad things in a way, but you learn from both. And both make you realize, all the opportunities that you have and what you've achieved and continue growing in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the listeners there, they've learned a lot, not just from you inspiring them on your property journey, but talking about life in general as well. So thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me, and thank you for the support from you and your team, because it really makes a huge difference.
Anytime. Yeah, I'm glad we can be of service.
Yeah, thank you. I have a few emails from your team now that I have to go back to and work on some financing.
Oh, great. Well, I'm always here if you need me. So
thank you, Steve. And we'll keep in touch for sure.
Oh, definitely. Thanks, Gemma. So there you have it. Good, eh? See ya.
Only joking. So anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and for more lessons in property, see you next week.
What is going on?
I don't know, I've had too much coffee. If you're a property investor and you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll join you next time for more lessons in property. See ya!